Everything just fell apart as I was trying to transition from the PlayStation to the RPG Maker. Uh, Stan fell behind me. Well, a lot of things happened as I was trying to make my way. Okay, so uh, this is the same session of today, and an RPG Maker. So I got that squeezing that last 2 hours of the 4 hour sessions I do. Okay, everything looks fine. Check, 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 and check. All right, so what have I even done? Well, today we'll be checking out some new characters I put in there. Put in the game, actually. I already did the prayer, so that's why I'm not gonna be praying right now. I did it earlier, but I separated the stream into two parts. One for putting a game, and for the VOD. And right now, this is going to be the RPG Maker update. So, yeah. So, like I said, I've done a lot of things. Depending on what you mean by a lot, but overall, I added some more characters. I don't think I've tested them all, so this would be a. I haven't done any drawings for them, but this is what it'll be. Special note: I did replace a character. Um, with the fox puppet has now been replaced with a different one, only because the original one I got was a base on someone else was based on someone else's drawing, and what I wanted was more original characters, like original drawings. I didn't want to use someone else's base and then add it to the game. So I had to go look up and do research and be like, okay, where is this drawing actually come from? Because yeah, I don't want bases in the game. I want original stuff. So I what I asked was that, hey, can you make something um that's similar to this theme? So the original sprite work is for this character is there, but the base is now is changed. So I didn't jot down. Usually I jot down like everything that I would have yeah, usually I would have jotted down everything that I put in changes, but most of the stuff have been more just adding more characters. So without further ado, I think I could just jump into that. But first of all, since I'm transitioning from one platform to the next, I better check the sound just in case, because if it doesn't sound good, how do you know it works? How do you know it works? Let me turn myself up. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I got to use my anime and my anime, not my anime, but my gift tuber face once, and yeah, good game. I can need to play it some other time. I got to use my gift tuber face once in a while, so let's get to do stuff. So I'm going to be using my broken controller. I haven't been using it while playing Death Verse. Alright, what we got here? True. Now, I heard D7 talking about like you got to make your first person game look good and stuff. It was some in those in that way. Paraphrasing, but it's like gotta make it look good. And I'm like, oh, my first person game looks good. It's like, oh no. Like, or I was watching him play another a different first person game, and I'm like, all right. I'll have to just make mine look good somehow. So, oh, they just move. Okay. Actually, yeah, no, I didn't know I can get that low. I wanted that low. What I was doing here was testing a couple of stuff out. I might have to actually do some work on stream. Oh yeah. Gotta get a review. So I don't know which one I want to test or who I want to fight with this because sometimes well, I gotta figure out how to defeat this guy actually with the cards. So this would be a good test to find out if it's possible. Just, just give me a chance once in a while, alright? Why don't you? Actually, I'm actually gonna use my controller. So now that I have 10 cards, so now I have level 10 cards. Now it's giving me double digits. Um, Actually, this should have been at 0, and let's go to 9. Actually, I didn't mean to. And I had to finish that. Ignore the cat sound. Let's see if you're good enough. Gotta be prep. I'm also low level too, so of course he's gonna destroy me. Alright, so you gotta come. So you're gonna fight this one, you gotta be prepped and ready. Like taking clearly, I mean the slimes are fast. That's the thing about it. But you gotta be like you have to come in ready with your characters, which this is, and they would be stronger. Now I don't. I'm wondering, is it because? Yeah, there's always yeah. Okay, so that's the good part. So just in case that loop looked like, oh no, just looping forever. No, there's a way. There's a way out of it. Which is not what I wanted. And since it's just me, it just makes it much more harder because like you got to get the first hit, and I'm level 1, so he gets the first hit. Yeah, let me try the level you'd be at this stage. You're going to be like about level 8. About I might have to might be well 8 and higher would be nice. Didn't even give me a chance, but because I would have other people on the team, that would divide the damage. So of course, not going in here blind, going a solo, doing a solo match is not beneficial. Plus, he's the boss. Yeah, it's a full lockdown. So it needs a obviously a different way of testing this. This way of testing it is not this is not the best way of testing it. When I play the game, there's the field test and there's just test. This is obviously not the best way to do it because what happens is like the character is not fully it shouldn't have full life or anything like that. So I go to that one more time, and I should have my team set up prior to jumping into the battle. Maybe no. Yeah, so we're gonna have a repeat of show. Let's try to fight these things then. They're a little different. I don't know. Yeah. See, they give you a little better. It's a little better in this way. Mm. So 1 to 10. I want 9. Okay. And give me cotton candy since. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta wonder if soft touch is on. Because there may be a situation where I forgot to label it in the wrong spot. I was tired. I don't have aggro, do I? Or did it just happen to hit me? Now I'm blind. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can't even use that. But you can still use items, so I can just... Uh... Yeah, you can still use items, so it's not really a full lockdown. Oh, back into it. Like, nah, you just clean the dirt out of your eyes and just put more, like, put more dirt in your eye. This, so summoning is a difficulty right now. But I could use more of these herbs for now. Put back in the lockdown mode. Also, they're in good position. So yeah, these slimes here, you need to be prepared for getting into them. Which you kind of spawn into the game with them there, but I was able to pull one person. Not everyone's gonna get locked down. It's just that this character happens to be locked down, which I don't think you can really lock down cotton candy, which as a basic personality, should Cotton Candy be able to get locked down, which I don't think I actually finished that part of it. Should Cotton Candy be able to get locked down? And because, see, I needed some stuff with state resistance. Yeah, okay, it has some basic. It has some basic state resistance. That's why it doesn't have all. It doesn't have all the state resistance that would have been put onto it. So basically, I want to tell the game to resist straight because and whatever else comes there. So I'm dead. So try it again. Because you can't really lock down, and it's supposed to be work on logic. Like, how are you going to lock down some fluffy cotton candy? And see, I get one shot. I practically get one shot, but now I realize not every character is going to be like suffering from this. Okay, 9. Since I have a low one, you can attack him. Let's see your attack. Okay, you're good. You're an anthro, but you're non-elemental anthro, which I changed that up to. Let's see if this works. I think you're resistant to entice also. I think we're because I think we're playing with the same kind of breed of slam monster. It's not going to like really affect each and any of them. But you know what I could have done? Can I remap buttons on this controller? Hold on. Let me just. I was like, I can just remap the jump button, right? But that's been a difficulty for quite a while. Let me just remap this controller. Oh, okay. Now it's just. Okay, cool. It's recalibrating, but just kind of I want to remap it. How do I do that again? Because maybe I can switch the A. I want to switch the A button. Okay. Yeah, alright. Where's the back button? Oh shoot! Oh, there it is. Um, Remap. Yeah, we're gonna change this up. It's right. I want right to be A. That's right. It doesn't. That button doesn't seem to be working anymore. It feels like I mapped it to B. Oh, because I did. There you go. That's why. Right now I can actually use. Oh, that's nice. It's like they knew that this was gonna happen, or something like that. Right, cool, 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 cool. Now let's try it again with remapped, with everything remapped. Now I can turn that. I can have some use for the back buttons. Okay, well there you go. Yeah, okay, that makes everything much more easier. It's like, can I just remap this? Like, since my A button makes click that click sound, like just remap it. Shouldn't be much more. It shouldn't be that hard. On my right hand, just hit it. And since I don't really usually use it, and A's a jump button, so now I can play. I can just abandon that button forever. But wow, I die here. Wait, are they enticed? Oh wait, yeah, I'm okay. I was enticed. Okay, item, spell. Just using my gate. Oh no, did I get blinded at the same time? Oh no. Um, I was just trying to see, man. Maybe I can survive long enough. Yeah, their attacks are supposed to. There you go. That's the real attack. That's what really. That's what really attacks. All right, I need a different team to fight. That isn't. That's that robots. I think I made unable to entice. Maybe some machines, some machines, but not all machines. Yeah, these are like the two I've been working on the most. Let's see if I can actually do what I can with them. Give me 9 and candy. And you know what? Let's do this again. You're paralyzed, so you won't be able to do much. We go 9 again. Okay, and got Minga out here. You know, I'm going to get away from Minga to do it, but also I can just do it myself. Use Water Force on you. Ah. No. Oh, ow. Let's bring you back. Let's see what happens if I never tried to bring you to life. Even though you're out. Let's see. Oh, Minga. I was looking for you all over the place. Okay. Alright. So I fought, but I did fix that part up. Like when Minga dies, Joy disappears. And the poison and that silence. No. Okay, silence doesn't really affect me that much. Let's try this again. Yes. Gotta do it fast. Why are you so strong? Is it because it's... Why are you so strong? I don't remember you being so strong. Unless I'm back to level 1 again. That's why. But, anyways. I gotta check that after. Oh! Oh! Huh. What? That doesn't make sense. Huh. No, it's not fully complete, but I was trying to do it. Let's try this again. Kind of get like one shot. Don't let your chance to blow. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime, so you better summon it at the right time and use it and not abuse it. I need a minimum of 10. Which I should put more of an indication that I'm doing that now that I'm... Cool. I should put more of something that like indicates. That I'm giving life points. Even though the thing just disappears. There you go. Or did I become like weak to organic? It doesn't. I'm not sure. Alright, whispers. Talent show. Shoot, the dud. Let me go. Who did I complete 8? Oh, I did. But I don't think I ever tested it. I still solve that problem. Goodness, that's a problem. Oh, you killed it. Maybe we can squeeze one more out of it. Oh, no! I'll just wait for them to go away so I can summon them again. Maybe that sound of death returning. Okay, so do that. Easily paralyzed. See if I can do it again. Oh shoot, wrong person. Paralyzed. Okay, well, I can't get review, but at least I can try to do sweet simulation. No, not yet. Not ready yet. Was it a tail slam? Oh, that was too strong. That was too strong. What else do you have? Did I make this do what it's supposed to do? Oh, okay, it's not damaging. I'll get rid of you. Which is supposed to be another thing I was trying to dabble into. I was like, let me just try to do like a couple mixing things together and see what I can get out of like all the things. So I'm gonna go 9. Oh, okay. Can't do that again, can I? Good to know. Which once per battle? I have to fix that. Because Aminga's not dead, I guess. That's what it seems to be telling me. I do think I can only get once per battle. I thought I can just repeat, which that is a flaw that can't do it again. So the idea is it? So let's go look at the drawing board here. Let's see. You guys in the party. Okay, if Domingo's in the party, then that's separate. So if Domingo is in a party, then Joy will join. She's like, oh, there you are, Joy, and then she gets free. But so is it always going to be like this? Domingo's in the party, then Joy. Okay, yeah, that was a skip over, so I can just delete that. And the question is why can't it? Is it because it's not dead? Because like it goes here, I guess it goes end. But Ringo's not in the party, so let me try it again. Why do you do this to me? So I'm going to I'm going to bring up 9. Are you how to put right in the gate? But you're not rising from the gate, so there's an issue. Is it because you're not dead? No, you are dead. It's not a single life equation, so what's causing you not to show up basically? Because there's supposed to be like a twin character, so you need one to control the next one, and that's the problem. One's supposed to control the next one, but now there might be an issue if you can't bring them back. Also, one has to go. One can't really stay because it causes the game to like crash after like maybe like 4 to 5 hits. Like it's like it's trying to apply something to the thing. So Joy is affected by dead. Joy is affected by dead. Minga, which died. And if I can get a new drawing, I would totally get something about that. But I don't know what happened to Minga. So she's either dead or alive, but can't be summoned. Oh yeah, I got caught back in Tail Slime. Now, red position is good for me as a player. Oh, it does more damage. It's a formula. Well, I'm using the wrong thing too, and boy, can't even get out of the character is stuck. He's supposed to have a special, like the X Champ is supposed to have a special thing supposed to happen to him. Wow, I think so. It's not finished yet. That's why he's stuck in this infinite loop. Um, but also I can just no, it's like because it's charm still. I can get out of here. If it was any other state, then I haven't built the I haven't built an out of I haven't built an out for that state yet. All right. Let's go to 8 and let's go get you. I could have tried having twins there still. Queen of the Harpies. Queen of the Harpies. There, now I got 2 Harpies. Which I should back that. That face is a little bit too close. I didn't think. That's a little bit too close. And then use Quad. Gonna catch one of us. Oh, you're really going for that for the head. And you have missed. And oh, I put venom on you. I gotta fix that. I think it's because of the class, which I didn't want this to happen. That's why I realized like okay, it's a class skill, which you're not. You are that class with that skills for that class, which I should have kept it basic. Yes, scratch 2. Alright, so a lot of things need to be fixed, but that's not all the characters. That's just some of them. I just want to find out why I can't get a Minga to come back out again for some reason. Only like once per battle maybe, but I'm not trying to make it like that. Like it should be able to summon back. Um, but clearly with its death and rebirth um methods that are kind of causing the problem, which I know that they are, but I'm just don't know like where in the pipeline it's happening. Like it's happening somewhere between not coming back and coming back. It's like if are they really dead or something like that? So I'm just what I'm trying to figure out. Um, let's see, Joy the Porter sending, even though it doesn't. I don't think there is a resend for her. It's just that we gotta figure out why isn't the Minga not come back? So um yeah, you're dead. So we can put this on skip just in case that is that's happening with the situation. But Minga's in a party, and that's not the situation. My mouse is I'm ordering a new mouse that doesn't misclick and then accidentally like messes up everything. So I'm getting a new mouse that'll solve everything. Plus, I've been using my sketchbook as as a mouse pad, but then it's finally rubbed down that like when I'm trying to move the pad, I had to like force it. So I was going to Walmart and my brother gave me a mouse pad from his workplace for a promotional thing. And I was like, oh cool, that makes everything much more easier. But this Black Web gaming mouse is finally hitting its strides. So can't keep it up forever, even though I love to keep it there. Um, so it has like it's double clicking while it shouldn't be, and I had to like pull my hand right over the whole thing to have it like a perfect click. But like the area where I click is a situation. So, but where could the problem be solved? Because yeah, it's a third party. Let me check someone. Let me check if I accidentally just like. Why is there two Amingas? Is that with Joy? No, that's a Minga, and then over here again is Joy separately with a Minga. Okay, oh, I gotta sneeze. Yeah, so one is Joy from Minga, which this did happen, where Joy was like, "I gotta go. My planet needs me." Maybe that's what happened. Is like, um, 'cause it's supposed to be one for her and one for her if they're. So yeah, this if Minga is affected by death, Minga is undead force, then it's different. That's to give burp. That's to extend burp's life. The burp bomb, which can definitely, it's an effect. It's a death skill that burp has, which will basically just annihilate the whole field. But it goes you, then it goes. It first it hits the player, then it hits the enemy. So it's not abusable. Like it could have been enemy first, then player, but and it goes player first, and if it checks that you have the right card, the right entity that can stand it, then you're good. And then what happens is if you don't, then what happens is like you get punished for trying to like sit like put burp in, and then you're like, oh yeah, cool. I'm just going to just like do this. Um, so but it so happens is burp is basically like a bomb waiting to go off. Um, But why? But why? What's happening here? Why can't they bring you back? That's cotton candy can come back. Well, okay. Let's see. Like everything should be basically the same. One dead, affected by dead, and then it just disappears. A Minga affected by dead. Um, but if Joy's in a party, which is probably what's happening here. So after she's gone, the Joy's affected by, then Joy's supposed to leave. Okay, so Joy's supposed to leave, but the thing requires if Minga's in party, then add Joy. But Minga won't come back. That's the problem. So so if Joy's in the party, if Joy is dead, um, what did I even put here? And she apologizes. And is it if it's part of it? Yeah, okay, it is part of it. If Minga's in the party again, so it seems like I made okay. It seems like I made a problem twice. Something, man, I'm not probably ready for in it because I'm hoping I'm trying to get in contact with some people. I mean, I could just do it myself because it's been too long, and I'm just gonna have to say, you know what, you didn't get back to me on my work. You, I was paying for like full coloring and everything, but you just said nah. So you ghosted me because no artist them people as an artist I should know. Um, yeah, I'm like, hey, so you're gonna do the work? It's been I gave you a decent amount of time, so I don't even want it anymore. I'll probably just do it myself since I really want to. And but the idea is that I didn't. What I was trying to make was I was trying to make like a lily mon, and I didn't really. Then I realized like no, I shouldn't do that because it's a cactus parasite. Why am I trying to Digimon it? So maybe this is an issue, but hopefully that solved it. Hopefully. So let's check this again. Because over here goes, oh, maybe this is also it too. If Aminga's in the party, there it goes here, and I didn't connect these two. So maybe just ended here and then just didn't move on. Okay, so let's cut this and move this over here so it doesn't interfere. So why did so it went through it did this all it did all that. So what's the point? Okay, so it did all of this the first time. And I guess it does a skip. It goes check. So it checks this and Amiga's not in the party, so it did that. So it just skipped all of this then. That's why. That would probably be why. So we want if Minga's in the party, nothing. If if Minga's not in the party, then it will be it'll say this. But if Minga's in the party, okay, so it's not in the party, which should every time it'll be like not in the party. Um, I really don't need this anyways. So it'll come here. Um, if Minga's in the if Minga starts in the party, then we don't want it to. I didn't want to say potted plant, so I wanted to say if in the party, nothing. But if not in the party, um, then it'll say potted plant, and then I guess it's skipping this again. Um, so how do I go check this? So maybe I jumped at it too soon. All right, so if Aminga's in the party, yes, I want the game not to tell me that a potted plant has rised. But then I wanted to go cool. But then here it goes again with another if checking it if it's in the party. So this and if it's and what's is there else? And so I guess it just jumps here. So maybe after it goes check that if it's in a party if she's in a party, no. All right. Then they'll tell me the message. And it's still not in the party. So it will skip this and add it to the party. So when I come back again, if Aminga's in a party, it'll say nothing. And hmm, it's usually those things I would just go and test. I'm getting confused by my own logic. So check yes, then tell me that not in a party. But will it check this if it's in the party this time? If it's in the party this time, it'll just say nothing. But will it do this? Oh, there's only one way to find out. That's the thing that I don't. That's the thing I'm quite confused on. Actually, I should have lowered the life, but this is only a manga test, so yeah. So this is I was like, for this one, it's on the card. It's just supposed to be like a disabler. It's not really. Okay, cool, nice kill. Yeah, on this card it was just like more of a disabler, but then I was like, I don't have to hold to the cards. Because what happens is it just has like one ability. Let's see if it does it. I don't know if that was just because it was on the way out. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh no, we're having another problem. Another problem. It didn't work. Alright, let me number these things. Let me do a number 1. So I want to go number 1 if person one if Mingo's in a party, if not, number 1 if she's in a party. So potted plant. 2. So let's see where we checkpoint to. Let's see where we checkpoint to if it actually works. Well, actually no, I'm just trying to find out where. It's like it's a good idea, but it's like hard. Execution is probably just depends on how the execution for it. So okay, got to 2. Let's give you 10. Hopefully you don't get killed off before I can pull up another one. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, I know why it attacks twice, because Minga and Joy is attacking. So that's why it attacks twice. So here we are, just disabled. No, go away. Poisoned, paralyzed, and mute. Yeah, good job. Hit that thing. That's what I wanted. Okay, try to do you again. 1. Ah, wait. It's not going. It didn't go on to the next one. So I hit 1 because Aminga's in the party. So it's doing nothing. So does that mean I separate it? So I went 1. Let me reset this. Let me find out. I'm going 9. You're max level 9. Okay, so saying 2 here. So Flamingo's not in the party. Check. And that's where it makes the the idea is like, okay, well, you're not in the party. So maybe I had to move Joy up here. I should move Joy up here because Mingo's not in the party. So when she's in the party, then Joy joins in. And I left a little bit of here, but I guess I can delete that. And then allowing the situation to occur. Alright, let's try this again. Straight from top. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I gotta practice my paradiddles. Just in case I don't they put me on the oh, they haven't put me on they haven't made me a drummer anyways in church, so too many professionals out there. I should stick to what I'm good at, but they said they needed extra drummers. They say they need extra drummers, but I don't think I'll be able to make the drum team. So we just stick to gaming and anime. That seems to be a strong suit. Nice, okay. So now we got Minga there. And now we gotta just wait for you to just do a croak. You're wrong person, but sure, you know what? This is a test to see if to see the death, because yeah, like I said, the game it worked on based on death and resurrection. So the game works based on death and resurrection. So dying is part of the game, as well as staying alive too. A talent show. Okay. We use it as guard. I think we can squeeze one more in there. But I think it's dead, so alright. I think let's see. Let's try to bring it back while it's dead. Let's see what happens. We'll probably skip straight into Joy. Yeah. Okay, go. Good. Well, I guess, but if I can, if if they allow me to live long enough, no, that put the cheese back on them, boys. All right, let me try to. Can I do it again? Okay, that's why, because I just had my orders mixed up. And I killed myself. Alright, so that's why thing. I was gonna show off like all the techniques that was there, but I was just trying to go through like just do the summoning. What'll probably happen is that the other moves that were there, there's like Aminga has like several like 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 different attacks. Um yeah, Aminga has 14 different attacks and one special one, well, two special ones, and actually just 14 different attacks in general. I'm trying to it's not done, but at least I got the base of it down of how to get it work. And so if I said yes, will it actually work on my party? I mean, I put that there, but I don't know if it'll actually work. But yes, yeah, for Minga and Joy, there's like 14 different attacks, but it's supposed to be like Carl Clover and Baz Blue. It's supposed to be the puppet, and it's supposed to be the fighter and the puppet. Or I wish I had my notes again, so I can go through a bunch of different ones. Because I was looking for like different kind of characters. I gotta have like a rush down. But I mean that's what I had for the card game. It's like I can't find those notes. I don't remember where they are, and it'll take me a second. Shouldn't take that long. Where's the right note? I seem to make a lot of transforming characters, which are pretty cool if they have benefits. They may not be even be very good, but it's about the variety in the game. That's what this is what it's all about. It's about the variety of characters you can choose. Uh, Obviously, like a mon based game, but it's supposed to be like no, I want to choose this one, and maybe this one has the variety. So that's why this game takes a while because there's like so many characters to kind of add into the game, and just the variety of things you can be doing in it. So I don't. This game will probably take 4 years. On the way it works, maybe 4 years. I'm done 2 years out of it. Maybe 4 years to actually complete the battle system and everything like that. Okay, um, so some of the cards that are in it in the game do have are some of these things like based off of fighting games. I had a whole list of how I would design different cards and stuff like that because it's like I was like, okay, well, I got to make a bunch of cards and I got to find a way to make them diverse and useful. So just vanilla beat stick as one guy would refer to the one of the cards as a use of a card, and that's why I there's one called Vanilla in the fairy that you get at level 2, which is basically that. It's just like a card that's supposed to be that vanilla beat stick. Because I was like, oh, let me try something like that. So yeah, set plays fusion lockdowns, which will be like dedicated lockdowns, sidestepping, pokes, equipments, which I don't forgot there, gimmicks, some gimmick characters, mix up composite characters, and that's what Aminga and Joy are. They're a composite character. Stance characters, which I haven't got to because I haven't really found someone that I really want to stance up. They change them into stance. And then additional stuff on the cards are like DPS, beat stick, high attack, low level. So vanilla, like for example, the beat stick, high attack with low level. Countdown to death, attack goes up. Um, Doom clock, that will be one. I don't know which one I want to do that to. Still have to like forge a personality with it. Positions, life points, just up and down on good and bad positions, life points, levels, and stuff like that. Um, there was other things that are on the card and rush down over here. There's stuff that are supposed to be on the card like premium characters, um, OmanaC net code, area maps, no clashing, skill links, cameo calls, which that are the fusions. Um, but I guess there's a difference between a fusion here and fusion uh in combat and fighting games. No attack, grapplers, like yeah, just no attack. I think I'm developing a grappler right now. It's on It's ready to be made. Um, titles, locks, and bans. So those are like some character the things that are being developed or has may be developed in the long run. Let me just toss this over here. Whee! Okay, so that's Minga. Some of them I might have to make another pass on them just to kind of get them to what I want out of them. Like the first is just the base, and then the second is just kind of figure out what I want them to do. Um, where? Oh, I'm just clicking everywhere. And stuff. Did I fix that already? Joy character hits. Okay, I kind of fixed that by removing her as soon as thing. Candy does have a soft touch, which I'm not seeing that happen. Oh, actually, I can get rid of this and these markers. Um, Candy still have a soft touch, which I think I accidentally um. Let's see. I wanted a. Where did I put it again? I think it's no, not that one. There we go. Let me look down in this list here. These are simulations. Trying to get a. I'm trying to work some kind of like hit by hit thing, which I'm not getting. So that may be a scrap. Maybe a scrapped idea. And this here is not. Um, this is not where that's supposed to be. Soft touch is a skill. Probably still have it here. Did I even probably had it open already? Yeah, soft touch is supposed to be here. It's supposed to have lower attacks, lower strength attacks are supposed to be the only thing that damages it. So soft touch is still being it's probably gonna check this all the time. So you know what I should do? Then I'll put because I don't want because it's also trying to not make it interrupt the flow of battle. Like you don't want to stop and have these like dialogue boxes that you have to confirm because sometimes the dialogue boxes do they do interrupt attacks. So trying to find ways to have this text. I want it to be like somewhere. Um, you know, we'll use the miss sound effect. You can't even. That sounds softer since we can't like something. You know, new. Uh, what's that one that the poison that makes that poison the gluk 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 sound? I wish I could thing, but all right, we'll just use that for now. Um, that aligns it. I want it to be higher. I want it to be like in the middle of the screen, which I don't think. fatal poison, even though it's like okay, we'll go with that one, and then we'll go um we'll go slash and 46. I think it's 46. I don't remember 46. It's a state. Well, it's not a state. Um, I forgot which. Let me check that number. 40. Yes. Okay, good. Now this will probably make it much more easier. All right, let's give it a whirl. It's probably gonna fail. How's the soft touch is I think it's additional. I don't think it's I think it's added to something. Now I remember. Before I even start tampering with like that, I have to remember where I even put it. Because like I know I put on to a skill. It's not, and it's just like it's a no. It's not with the original, is it? No. Okay. So how is it getting triggered? It's not parallel. It's not parallel. So it's somewhere I put this that will work there, but I don't remember how it gets there. It's probably because like let me see if it's in the not battle commandable stuff, but I think it's a battle state effect, right? It should be. Maybe unless I took it off. Oh wait, yeah, it's part of it right here. It's right here. Right, my God, I forgot. Um, yeah. So after doing that, it goes alongside of that. Okay. Only if they're enticed. So That's why I can't fight robots. Any robot types because most of them are can be enticed, and I can, and I just need to fight one one thing. Also, what's a good thing to fight? That's too weak. I haven't finished that off. Most of these are the robots. Maybe you might be strong. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you're strong enough. Oh, that's me. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think you're strong enough. No, that's the other way around. Let's see what some enemies that may be strong, depending. It's versus a let's see troop, and we're gonna go see just for a second. How strong are you? You are doing 40 attack because you're level 9 and you're doing 40 in your class. So what I need to do is find something that isn't a robot that is doing let's see over 40. If that's correct. If not, then that means I messed up somewhere. So oh, you're doing 51. Okay. Yeah, all right, cool, cool, cool. I don't remember if that was a I don't remember what I did here. Why are you so strong? Okay. No one there. Alright, wait. Let's do this. And materialize. Um, that's where I'm saying like it disappeared right after. I was hoping the box would stay right above. I think some cases it stays, but I don't know why it doesn't stay now. So maybe I have to throw up something that goes alongside of it. That says okay, you got do this, do that at the same time. So the game's in some heavy ass development. All right, let me try that again. I was like, I'm just do. I'm like, nope. It's habits. Cool. Take that, Aminga. Okay, so what I want is level 9, yes. And there's no way to back out because it's like, they're not supposed to back out. You're supposed to choose the card. And you're supposed to memorize position. I hope there's like a better thing. Yeah, I gotta fix that. That will be a forever reminder. Alright, use that sweet sim. And the gimmick behind cotton candy is that it's supposed to, cotton candy is like unlike the other sweet entities. Okay, so it does work. Unlike the other sweet entities, it's supposed to be, not, and see it happen again, and that's why I want to prevent the dialogue box from coming in because it's going to be checking every single time. So I want to have it where get rid of that. So yeah, I wanted cotton candy to be like that. Okay, now let me undo view. It didn't kill you, but let's see what it does. Let's see. Okay, you're melting, but it doesn't. Let me re-up on that water. Yeah, like, okay, so has it not been removed? It didn't seem to do damage, so it's still doing here. So that means that because it's still weak, it's still coming around. It's still going around and coming back here, and then it's reapplying it, and then it's jumping to the end. So that means that if you're wet, then it'll just take it off, and then wait for that moment to kill you. And within it, so that's what the problem was. I probably don't even need the thing because it's supposed to undo it. But if you're wet, then this probably doesn't even need to be there. So what happens is, like, as it comes here, it finds out that the check, do the thing, puts on mortal. But if the person is, if Candy is in the thing, it will go off. But if it remains, I want to have a melting point. Oh, hi, Libilian. I'm doing my best. How you doing? Welcome. I was thinking about it. I hope you enjoyed D7's stream. Let's see. Now, problem is, Libby Lion. Okay, thank you. I learned from D7. I'm like, oh, no, okay. This is gonna be a little trouble still. We're gonna work this out. The Libyan. We're gonna work this out. But yes, I hope you enjoyed that stream zone. OmanaC. That's how it's pronounced. Yeah, it's because I was streaming. I was like, yeah, he's right. I have to make sure I know how to call people's names out. So now I'm more conscious than before. Um. Anyways, right here, I am trying to figure out how to undo some things. As you build things, you gotta learn how to undo them, and also like I have to learn how to make the character also just be also make my first person game look good, because if I'm going to talk in D7 stream and be like, oh yeah, no wait, yeah, this game not as good as mine, I'm like, oh wait, I didn't make my game look good too, or I'm going to be called out. And you know what, I don't mind being called out as long as I'm called out. I know I gotta take my L's where they are, so that's what's going on here. um I think you left the chat before I could read. You mentioned how the newest character is similar to. Oh, yeah. Newest character I had. Yes. To explain that. To explain the origin. Yes. I saw your character. What it was you were saying that it was you named Kuro is a mage. Yeah, the thing about it was I was saying that I came up with the name Black Cartoonist back in the day. Like Black Cartoonist was my Xbox name, my Xbox 360 name, and I was playing Gears of War. And some guy's like, "Black Cartoonist, are you a Black Cartoonist?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "Oh man, that's too on the nose." Plus, my YouTube channel was named Black Cartoonist, so it was too on the nose. And I was like, I didn't want to be on the nose because I wanted to hide more into like trying to get into the Japanese side of it, because I was like doing manga. I started picking up manga, and then I'm like, I don't know who's gonna read a story from a manga from a Japanese, sorry, from someone named Black Cartoonist. So I actually forgot to mention that there, because I'm starting to remember why I even changed my name. So I changed my name from Black to Kuro, and I was like, cool, this will sound cool. Cool Cartoonist. So everywhere I go, started saying Kuro Cartoonist, and I was like, this people will understand Kuro Cartoonist and stuff like that. Lo and behold, maybe a few years later, I'm like, do. Everyone's like named themselves Kuro. I'm like, okay, that person named Kuro. That person named Kuro. My origin for using the name was a character because it kind of looked like Black Mage, in the fact that they use dark magic. Yeah, my name was because like I was like everyone was using the name Kuro, and then I was like, wait a minute. Oh, thank you for the likes. Everyone was using the name Kuro, and I'm like, okay, well that doesn't make sense now. Like if everyone's gonna have Kuro Nico or Kuro something, I was like, oh, now it don't sound original anymore. So what I did one day, I was like, all right, I am a cartoonist. I am Kurojin. So I was like, let's combine them together and to make a portmanteau. Yeah, no one. This will be like a totally new name. So I was like Kuro cartoonist to Kurunist, and I was like, yeah, I can keep the name Kuro, and I can keep the name cartoonist, and then fuse them together. And then I was on, and also I was like, to be honest, I was on some kind of stuff too. Um, I got into a lot of like fusing things together. I seem to do like most of the things I like to do is combine things into make a new something new. So eventually I just started to just combine things. Like my comic was like a little bit of east and a little bit of west. And I don't think you've seen my blacksmith manga. All right, for everyone who's seen it already, I'm gonna whip it out again. Where is it? I forgot where I put my book. Um, 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 okay, here it is. So for everyone who's already seen this for like the hundredth time, so this is my manga. This is just one of the copies of Black Suit Men and stuff like that. Um, it's available on Lulu.com. Lulu.com. But really put the link. So I was making these this comic Black Suit Men and stuff like that. I got a couple of them printed out, but then they went out. They went when the pandemic hit. They kind of like scraped it off, and I don't know why. So everyone had to like reload, re up the comics. So this will probably be in the game too, and probably as a test too. So Black Suit Men. I was like, no, I was like, no one's gonna read a comic that has like anime drawings from a black guy. Like I was thinking more like white people wouldn't read it because it's like this is like I was on something else at the time. Yeah, I was on something else at the time. This is like 2010 to 2014. My thinking was like different. I was like, you know what? No one's gonna read a manga from a black guy. So I was like, I need to change it up. And I was like, I need to go as like a Japanese pseudo like pseudo Japanese pen name. And so what happens is like, yes, I'm still probably still doing that. But I was like, no one's gonna read a manga with like a black main character and stuff. And people do. I mean, we changed. We have Jaden Smith's Tokyo pink hair. I don't know. I never watched it, but we got a couple stories from black people stuff. So I was on something different, thinking, oh no, I would never because I can't penetrate into the their industry and stuff like that. But no, it's just not that. It's just because I was bad at marketing. So I was on some different things until I realized, no, I'm an idiot. I could totally get with this, but I didn't wasn't selling enough of these. I sold maybe like three copies or something like that. So and then I had them available online, and that was like another dumb idea of mine. So yeah, that was basically it. That's why I didn't really get the story out there, but also trying to make the story work. It just eventually everything just kind of like trying to it's basically a lot of things happened in the development. So now that you have a Japanese name, will you probably want to return it to? You probably return to it. I think Nagatoro manga is a black dark character. Um, I think people, yeah, no, they do. I Now that you have a Japanese name, will you probably want to return? I can't return to it now because it's not making the money that I thought it would be making. Like straight up, like I remember watching Clownfish TV, and they were saying like the industry is just saturated, and the time to get into the industry was like before a long time before like everything kind of like changed in a while. So yes, I can get into it. I do try to look at it sometimes and like look and see, hey, maybe do I really want to get back into that and stuff like that. I do look and see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here's the manga here. Right here. Um, but I do try to see if I can get back into it. But it's not that I, like it's like I've seen something different. It's just that it's not making the money that I thought it was make very fast. Plus, I was kind of not marketing very good, so it just didn't get anywhere. But I recently went back and said, you know what, I'm putting these books back on there. But then the game, I also started to develop a card game on. I'm getting the light on this eye. Yeah. So I started developing a card game at the same time, and I said to myself, might as well just finish this card game, and I can get back to this at the same time because yeah, I was like, well, it started as a card game, but then I was like this, um, and I said to myself, might as well finish this card game first, and then I can get into Black Men and get into story because I really need to change the story because where it got into. Um, I didn't hit a wall. You wanted to include black characters in your manga. I can imagine a manga about a black guy. an ability to change skin color. He can go black and blue, yellow, and stuff like that, whatever color he wanted. Yeah, it was more like black representation. Because there was that was my idea of it. It was more black representation because I was like, where's all the black people in Japan? As a young person, and back in 2010, I was like, oh, there's no black people in Japan. There's no representation. Where's the black people? Why is it something like that? And I realized, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. Why would there be black people in Japan? They don't need to have representation. And you don't have to change. You don't have to do the whole woke thing. This is pre-woke era, so maybe it could be about a traveler, and maybe he can visit Africa. I mean, a lot of mangakas probably did have done that. To be honest, they have done where they have travel, where they have that kind of insertion. Like Tiny Kubo, if you look at his Bleach, he has Spanish people, he has German people. So it wasn't like it couldn't be done. Japan's not going to just go over and say, "Hey, you are a foreigner. Please, we want you to make our comics." A lot of people think that, hey, I'm going to be a mangaka, and I'm going to get there. We're working with a lot of Japanese people. No, that doesn't really work like that. Japan's going to take care of their people first, and Canada and America and North America, their schools don't really want anime, so they don't want to take care of those people. They want more Marvel comics and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I went to school for animation. They look down on anime, and it's like it's a more of an indie thing. Yeah, it's in mainstream, yes, but they were looking for superheroes and cartoons. So that's where you kind of get into the problem where it's like you're hoping that they would just be like they would show the same love, but it's more the indie scene that kind of gets there. So you can always make those stories, like make it funny, and all the dialogue would be untranslated, and the characters find some ability that automatically translates to all heard in English voices, like Tekken. Tekken does that. The Tekken games, where everyone speaks their own language, but everyone understands each other in some kind of way. It all is all possible, and Black Cement is supposed to be a globe trotting series where it's supposed to be like it starts in the U.S. They go to Canada, then they go to Japan, and then they're supposed to come back to the U.S. Then they go to France. Well, the stuff I haven't got to yet. They go to France. I think they go to, like near Norway, and then they travel. And then I was thinking that they travel down to the Middle East, and then back to Japan as they try to make their way back around again. But other than that, didn't really get that far. The story is still written. I still have the written portion of the story. Actually, I want wait. Actually, wait. I got an idea for a manga about OmanaC. Lay it on me. I'm listening. A manga about OmanaC, because I tried to make one too. It was just more of a battle scene. And let me see if I can find it here. I don't think it's in this, but I'll give it a shot. You tell me your manga. I'll show you my my uh my pitch for it. Also, I don't have time to draw it. That's the thing about it. Um, if there was time to draw it, then I'd be like, oh, here it is. Here it is. I think I double click on this. Um, yeah. This was the manga thing this is a promotional manga page. Um, what this was before, you can keep going. What this was is that um, this was supposed to be some friends and their characters. And what happens is like this is one of my friend. One guy on my podcast. He had this character named Mercy Fox from like Gazos Mercy. And then against two other characters, which will be Shiro from Black Suit Men and stuff like that. So it was like a dimensional cross fighting thing, but with cards. And basically, the origin story of OmanaC is that they started as because the community what's called the collective consciousness. Basically, the collective consciousness, which is basically an online app, social app, and knowing that lots of people will disappear and kind of leave, or maybe it could be about something like Pokemon, and like the characters from the cards actually come out of the cards, and people battle them with their cards. Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head with that one. that's kind of like where it is, where people actually have compared it to, in small communities, they have compared it to Pokemon meets Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, what happens is the origin story, which is kind of non-can. This is not cemented yet because this is what's going on with this game here. Is that was there two? Oh, they had double click. I'm afraid to close one just in case one messes up. Um, yeah. So the origin story of the game is that is that because there was a community that I was part of. It's an app and it's kind of dying. It's not dead, but it's a social media app that's not really taken care of. It's just there maybe for a tax write off and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, our community is a very small one, and it's a closed ecosystem, and we need the help of the social thing. It's called Amino, basically. It's like a thread. So a thread, you can catch those cards too. You have to go to. Well, I'll explain that soon. I'll get to all of that soon. Um, so basically, we're in a thread. What they call it a circle or a mino or whatever you want. It's just a thread, and you can. But it's a thread that acts like its own social media account. And so what happens is you would go and you would post pictures, and in that place was a bunch of artists and stuff like that. They would blog about their about whatever their art and then post it, and then as everything goes, it doesn't come back. It all goes down into history, and no one really looks back down there. Basically, what happens is that I was like, all right, so guys, I know our artwork is being posted, but nothing's coming back up. Like, no one's kind of looking back at the stuff, and being like, "Oh, wow, this is cool. I like this artwork. Let me try to bring it back. Let me just like show it off again." Like, there's reposting, but people, for some reason, they didn't want their work reposted. They were like, "Oh, don't repost my work." It's like it's not. It was to show other people, but you know, they didn't want their work reposted, so fine. Um, um, so basically, I'm just gonna show off some of the stuff. Not that's not very small. So the origin of OmanaC was that there she is. Oh yeah, so the origin of OmanaC. So this is the character here, Mercy Fox, by the way, um, from Dogboy Comics. He has a comic called God's Last Mercy. So, um, this is his character. Well, this is an old version of it. I'm not sure if he's still making the character, but that's how it goes. Assume that all dialogue was missing in because it was no. It was a you fill your own dialogue here. So as this thing was, it was like you put your own dialogue in here so that you can like you're just supposed to fill it up. It was a challenge in the community where it's like, I'll make this. You guys fill up with your dialogue, and you act out the scene that was there. So it wasn't finished. It was finished, and it was not only it was it not only was it finished. It was edit. I edited it again, so that because I left and then they threw a hissy fit and wanted me out. I changed up the characters. Um, so they because they wanted me out and stuff like that. Like after I left the community as their leader, I was basically their mod, as their mod and stuff like that. And everyone kind of just lost their collective shit and just like and was inhaling copium. They hug me and they're like, "Oh, Kuro, you're evil for running this election based on democracy." I wanted. It goes into a lot of things. Just to show you down, I was leaving. I did 5 years on the app. I was like, I'm gonna leave, but then what happens is that I was like, we're gonna do it by democracy. I don't want to. I want to. I want you, the people of this community, to vote for the next person among you guys, who would be the one who takes care of you. And so what happens is that there are some people who did not like me from 5 years ago, and they were lurking in the shadows, waiting for me to screw up so they can be like, ha ha ha, we're back, and why'd you guys follow him and stuff like that. So as soon as I left, they popped up and they're like, ha ha ha, we're the yeah, I see he's doing something wrong, and I didn't want them screwing it up because what happens is they don't like me. and they would just like pop in now and then every year and be like, "Oh, Black Suit Man is now Black Suit Gay," or "Black Suit Man" and stuff like that. I have stalkers. Um, no, stalkers on the app would sound like a good thing, but stalkers in this life was like they never liked me. So as a leader, and you got to make a lot of stuff that are not favorable. So what happens is that as I was leaving, I was like, "Listen, guys, I don't want them ruining the thing." And they're like, "No, you're trying to ruin the election. You're trying to ruin the election for the next leader." I'm like, "I'm leaving. Why would I want to lose? Why would I want to ruin it? I'm trying to make sure that people else don't ruin it." So it was July the 31st, and I'm getting ready to leave. And then happens and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, he's trying to ruin it. Now Kuro's all the stuff like that." And then they're like, "Oh, so Kuro did this. He didn't like when that guy happened." And so they posted like long forums about or blogs about like everything I did, or like one person was like, he gave me PTSD or something like that. She wasn't really right in her head in the first place. So sorry to you, but she wasn't really right in her head in the first place. She was trying to date me, and I'm like, we can't date. I live out in another country. You live out there. I'm sorry, we can't do this. Plus, I'm a Christian, and you don't like Christians. You hate your family, so you hate your family because you're Christian. I'm Christian, so it wasn't gonna work out. So they all went crazy, and then they're like after I left step down, the whole community was like, what happened here? We left for like a day, and everyone was like, what happened here? Why is the community on fire? So I'm like, I'm left, I'm gone. This is them take care of it. My co leader, my co mod, what she did was she put everyone that didn't like me onto the team. So I'm at 4 o'clock. I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to say goodbye to these people. And all of a sudden, like, my phone started popping off of all these notifications. I'm like, that person and that person and that person and that person, all these people who don't like me. I'm like, you're trying to spite me, but I'm not even going to be here. And then what happens is like, she's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's not done like, I shouldn't have like, I shouldn't have ruined the community or something like that. There's a lot of stuff. So they're trying to spite me. Um, I moved so far from my story, from the original story. Anywho. So that's all that happened, and then I just left the community anyways because what happens is they voted for who they wanted, and then they're in good hands. The problem is I can't. I had to replace the comic with the people because those people didn't like. Well, not one of them. One of them is fine. The one that was here, I just decided, since I'm going to replace his character, I might as well replace everyone else at the same time. Um, so the origin of the story was that that community, I saw that since I can see the numbers and I was seeing like, okay, well, we need to do this. We need to go into other dead threads and grab people and bring them here because the moderator, the people who run it, they're like, I don't know, just I don't know who they are. They're like the trust and safety or terms and service. The people who run the app, whoever they have running there is maybe a small team. They stop paying attention. They stop kind of like paying attention, and so what happens is like to keep the numbers up, I had to go and grab people and hey, come to our circle and join us. And we have a bunch of artists, and we love original manga, art, and novel, and we want you to be part of it. So what happens is, but they didn't like how I was running it like a business. They're like, Kuro, you shouldn't be running it like a business. It's not good. There should be a club. And so what happens is one of the guys who did not like me had his own community and it died. And I was like, ha, I didn't have to wait 3 years. I just looking around and I realized his community died because um, I had business strategies. I had made a mascot, which is the mascot of the game, which is why the purple. Actually, I didn't mean to jump over here. I meant to get back to her where she was. So I had a mascot, and where is she again? So they took over and died. Then they no, I didn't take over again. No, it's not. They had to call me back if they want me to take over. No, no, no. if they want me to take over, they apparently one of the leaders there though that I put on that would get uh who would get who's running for a nominee of the place now. Apparently he doesn't like me. Apparently they when against my co-leader was like said to him, since they're like little kids and stuff like that. He's probably like 15 or something like that. She was like 25. I was 30 at that time, or 32. I'm 33 right now. She apparently some guy was saying behind the curtain was like he was like, yeah, that guy that you put up there doesn't like you. I'm like, well, wow, surprise. Like I don't understand. He said cool, but apparently because she told him that that to hate me, and that's how it went. So some dude said, yeah, that's how it was. She told him to hate me, and that's why he doesn't like me. So I put him there, but then all of a sudden he doesn't like me. So I don't know how that really works. Anywho, I just stabbed myself with a pin. Um, yeah. So anywho, this was the mascot of our community and stuff like that. Hence all the fan art behind her, being here. They, and the Simpsons do it for her at the thing. So I would, and all the fan art here. So that's just that's kind of for me and the name of the community. So what happens is, yeah, it's a premier character because because it belonged to somebody. But I just said it belonged to her. The artist's name is right here, but that was another pseudonym that I was using. I was running the community because when you're doing things, it's hard to get help. Good help is really hard to find these days. It's just really really hard to find. Um, I'll even throw up the other one that the one I made that doesn't that they don't that they where is it? Oh, there's also a story behind this too. So basically, Lady Omana, she was supposed to be in the analogy for me, basically, um, knowing that the community is not very doing very well, and what happens is that my time was really coming up to end, but at the same time, the you can tell I was seeing a lot of other communities just they're just kind of just dying off, and what happens is I wanted to keep mines alive. So what happens is that I was like, all right, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn our OCs into cards, and I'm going to take these OCs, I'm going to basically immortalize them, and I'm going to spread them all over the app so people can be able to play this card game too. So it would help the artist by, yeah, our artists would be like, cool. Let's say artists would get their promotion, they'll get their marketing, um, and people will see it, and people will read their comics. So hence the premium characters. Well, Lady Mana is of the community. I can show off these cards still, not that one. So yeah, so these guys would like they're making their own stories, and what happens is that I would show off, and these characters would be for their stories. So all these are IPs of their I can't get rid of that, can I? Yeah, all these are IPs of their own stories that people had. And so what happens is that I wanted to help them out by spreading their art all over the place. Yeah, basically yes. Every premium character is a crossover character and stuff like that. Um, so these cards are not going to be in the game, but they were fun enough to put in there, like Dogboy Comics, Blue Soul. I don't think they have the same name. Tengoku. Um, this one I can actually do anything with this one right now because it's kind of free. This one I had to replace, but I don't even know what to do him. This guy, he's also a streamer too. Yeah, like the last one looks like a Super Saiyan. Yeah. Um, this guy here, he's also a streamer. His name is Satan VA. So what happens is he does raid me now and then, but I'm not sure if he's still working on his thing. So I'll let this stay here because what happens is that he still respects me, and I drew and I colored this for him, and I was like, let me try to make this look good. So what happens is that people will see your comic and stuff like that. So this is the reason why we had this card to practice the whole marketing thing and show people, hey, yeah, White for production on Twitch, yeah, not Twitch, on Twitter, or Satan VA, yeah, yeah, no, he has his own thing, and so what happens is like this is his character. So the idea was to turn these into cards, spread them throughout the app, and then get everyone to be like, "Cool, what's OmanaC? I want to come to that community." And and build that community back up with like people, not just like, oh, the Last Stand, yeah, um, and stuff like that. And I'll even show off this one too. The Last Stand is basically it's part of God's Lost Mercy. I think Crow is fighting Hell Knight in the comic, and this is like several chapters down. It's on Webtoons, so if I can find his Webtoons thing, I would show it off. But Crow is basically fighting Hell Knight. Um, let's see. I'll always show for my boy over here. Uh, I don't know if he watches this or not. I doubt anyone. I doubt anyone of those people still watch it. But yes, that's God's Lost Mercy. You can check that out. Um, so this is is basically a scene, and this was the purpose. But did no one figured it out until I left. That's when they figured out. Oh, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to help us. Because after they hung me, and then dragged my name for the mud, they're like, oh, Kuroro's trying to help us. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, like if you ever felt, if you ever have been in a situation where you try to help people and then they hang you and then they drag you through the mud and then they're like, "Oh, hey, we're sorry." After they made this like this public um note, or yelled all over the world and said, "Post this everywhere." They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, I was like, is this what it means to be when you get killed? And then someone says, you know what, we were wrong, and you get to see it. Imagine after all that, the fish demo, then we could turn one of the characters into the premium cards that you're still working on. Not one of these. They're unfortunately, but the other 100 and something cards, they can be turned into premium characters. Because I have too many cards. Let's just I have too many cards to implement in this game. So let's just tap here and just go. Oh wait, that's the wrong one still. I haven't seen that guy in a while. Um, like this one. This is the new mascot of my community, of my new community. But there's also lore behind this too. They pretty much will be premium characters, but it's just premium characters because I didn't want people to, well, they're because they're guest characters, and I didn't want people trying to like take their characters and stuff like that. But after a while, couldn't. After a while, no one was handing me characters anymore, so I had to go start. I had to start buying them, and I had to start making backgrounds and stuff like that. People hate you and never like you. Grow buy people and wait. Yeah, exactly. It's I don't understand. I just said, you know what, cool. But the good thing is, before I left, I put an agent in there that still supports me. Um, I don't know if it's she or he, but what happens is I one person that was like, "Oh, I love chaos." I'm like, "I like you. I like chaos because if this place is too clean, then everyone will think it's perfect because I must have been doing a perfect job because no complaints anywhere." But this agent of chaos that I put in there, I was I saw that person. I'm like, I'm putting you on the team so that you can be a thorn in my side. So what happens is that you can question everything I do. So what happens is that I have something to feel accountable to because there's no one else except there's feel else accountable to, except maybe the unseen powers of the app owners and stuff like that, of the business owners. But I wanted to put a thorn in my side so that what happens is that it would keep me humble at all times. So that's why. And then when I left, that person is still there, and I'm like, good, because let me even show off her. I think if the character's still here, maybe it's a fusion character. Um, is it here? Oh no, no. Where is some of these characters will be there. I'm just trying to find this. This is from my also from my Black Cement manga. But some one of a cool friend. Yeah, it's somewhat. It's not as I wouldn't say a spy to cause chaos, but it was a spy that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for me, but what happens? It turns out that it turns out it's a problem for them. No, not a problem for them. I think they're doing a good job right now. Not a lot of people are saying no because after I left, they left. But the thing is that I wanted because I wanted people to help work and she was there, and I don't know, she or he was there because it's unconfirmed. We're still trying to figure out, but they're very nebulous about who they are. Um, and there's some good people too. I guess one is from another person. She attends my stream sometimes, and what happens is that I bought this character. I said I'll buy this character off of you, so what happens I can have it, but I can show it off freely and stuff like that. So the bot characters are the ones that are perfectly because I bought them. I want them in the stream. That what happens is I want them in the game so I can promote the people, um, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I she's there to take care of the community, or he I can't remember. They take care of the community, and I think they're doing a good job of it. But it's not a spy. But I haven't asked to see what was going on because the more I stay from it, the more the good memories are there. Even though all the bad people left, all the good memories are still there. That's the thing about it. Yeah, she made this one, or yeah, you can often tell who's a girl artist and who's a guy artist still. Because most of these artworks, because I've been looking at these forever, you can if when they draw their original characters, they have they have there's like a softness to the characters. And what's the next one? I know I have another one here. So I'm this one I know that she must be a she. Um, yeah, bird hands because it's a I asked her. Let's say it's her. I asked her to make a character off of this character here. So this is the humanoid version because I was like, I need something to actually. What I can get no, can I do it like this? I think it comes from the same place though. Yeah, I needed someone to yeah, I wanted someone to just redraw the character in a different thing. It was like they were looking for something to redraw, so I was like, you know what, redraw this. So now I got the humanoid form and the thing, and then um, every background is basically me doing sometimes mostly. So yeah, anime bird guard who was named Abstain. Good story because Abstain actually comes from Yokai Watch. Another it was supposed to be a parody of Yokai Watch, and if you're not familiar with Yokai Watch, let me just. It was. I thought it was supposed to be the Pokemon killer. I was like, yeah, this is gonna kill Pokemon. Look at that. Yokai Watch. This is gonna kill Pokemon. But it didn't. It, it didn't do the thing that it was supposed to do. I was like, yeah, 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 Yokai Watch. Look at you. You're new. You're new to the TV. Pokemon's gonna suffer because Pokemon's never gonna see this. No, it's like no. Pokemon was like, nah. So I thought this was pretty neat. So basically, Yokai Watch, if you're not familiar with it, all these yokais are based off of Japanese yokais, basically. Whatever the person is feeling. I don't know if they're feeling drowsy or I don't know what these are, but they look cool. That's the cool thing about it. So I watched Yokai Watch until like it got taken off the TV or they stopped dubbing it and stuff like that. Um, so maybe this one will make you itchy or something like. But this one will like no will not let you will not let you go past. So mine was actually called Cockblock, as the name here implies. Cockblock. This one is a This is like a yokai, which I should rename as a yokai. I was Yeah, I should rename it as yokai. But basically, it's a yokai that exactly what it does. It cocks blockers you. Like so, if so, your boy's you know, a good time, and then this yokai comes out of nowhere and stuff like that, and he's like, and you get cock blocked. You know, it's because of this yokai who's out there to protect, uh, who's out there to screw you over. And yes, it's a chicken. Yeah, and um I mean, there's more. There's much more in the picture that implies a lot more. But I'm not gonna. For keen eye viewers, they'll decipher what's going on in there. Um. So yeah, the whole thing was just yeah. Yeah, that's his name. His name is this is his actual name. And then I was like, I gotta make it kid friendly, so I'll name it. I'll name it Abstain. But you can get cock blocked by this one, which it's a skill, and it is in the game, but I haven't finished making it. It's like level 10, so I'll get to that, and then I'll get to this one eventually and stuff like that. Um, I was jumping from back and forth. So yeah, that person made Jay made this character here, and then and since people were throwing away characters, I was like, hey guys, let me have like anyone who's like kind of throwing into characters because I was like I started just getting characters. Like I couldn't stop. Like I really needed to stop getting characters, but I needed to like I knew that I wouldn't be able to hold on to the premium ones because they belong to people. And at the time, after leaving, is like, okay, well, I have to find ways to the thing. So I would have to promote the game somehow or to try to get some artwork. Where is it again? It's in specials. So I mean, I got like this whole folder out here and stuff like that. Um, of the whole game. Special. Where is it? Is this? Where is it? It's not here, there, anywhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So and this would be her next one. And so happens as so basically, well, not all of them. Not all of them. One of them I have. No, not all of them actually. None of them. Um, not because what happens is like they're unique to themselves. I might. There's a chance that like if I run out of ideas, I'll just paste over the other card and just call it a day. But no, the idea was just to. I can't believe it's level 3. Okay, I need to go back on this one. And then that's far from it. It may not even make the cut still. Um, yeah, no. What happens is that no, not all of them. I'm letting those be archived forever. But if I run out of ideas on stuff like making new cards, which I have significantly slowed down on card development because what happens is like I'm starting to work more on game development. So that's how I really got into this is how I really got into the RPG maker. After going from engine to engine to find a good working a game engine, I was like, okay, maybe I can use RPG maker and I don't know, make it work somehow. I don't know. Like I was just so I just said I'll just go on and use it because what happens is this is the only thing I have left that maybe can work. So I bought $100 RPG engine and said, "Cool, let's make it work." And so I've been cutting the characters out. I'm like, at first I'm like, I don't know if this will work, and then I've been just cutting them out, adding them to the game, giving them skills, trying to make things work, and everything like that. Hoping that the game will be great. And then I had to make a story. I'm like, oh yeah, I need a story to it. Because the original story is not gonna really work and stuff like that. So it's like one thing on top of another, trying to figure out how things work in this whole development. I'm 2 years into it, and I'm still not even done the story. I'm not even done the combat purposes of the game. But the whole origin, I want to get back to that. The whole origin of the game is the whole origin of the game is so Lady Omana, which is a card I showed earlier, which is just basically an analogy for me. I saw that our community was disappearing. I put them into cards, and what happens is that she was saying there's this whole story behind it. She was saying I will send these cards all out into the collective consciousness. So the collective consciousness is basically the internet, but because social media takes interaction with people, it becomes a collective. I named it a collective consciousness, which I think the name's too big. I'm a stickler for shorter names that wouldn't be like 2 words. So I was like, I don't know. I still haven't figured out a way to make it shorter. So I called it C to the power of two, just for the fun of it. That's why it has here C to the power of two, just to make it shorter. But it's basically there's so many collective consciousness out there. So any development sphere of anything, like if you're part of another stream, and then you guys have that idea of this is our community. Well, what happens is that this card game was supposed to be is supposed to whatever it's supposed to penetrate into every other community to help minds out. So it's supposed to be, let's say it's like the IP overall of IPs. You know, there's like some people try to have try to encompass things. I think Rick and Morty kind of like I think Rick and Morty is a good idea because what happens is that it makes references to other things like as they if they were canon to its universe. So this game was supposed to take any um take any IP that was out there and just like kind of combine it into one by just buying characters and basically just under one umbrella and stuff like that. Just like any company like Microsoft buying studios and stuff like that. Basically, you're just doing that. But it was supposed to work on a smaller scale with the community to bring it together. But I guess that's why they call me an imperialist. I guess there's one guy. There's actually one guy. There's one Italian guy. This 40-year-old Italian guy. He's like, Kuro is an imperialist. I'm going to fist him down. The music you're buying a license. Yeah, basically I'm buying a license to the characters, basically. Um, and then the people are just giving them away. So I was like, cool, this will make me much more years. But yeah, I've been called a communist. I've been called an imperialist. I've been called many names by people who don't like me and stuff like that. Um, so he's like, yeah. So this was the whole game was supposed to be about. Just it was supposed to gather and share, because what happens is like I'm failing on one thing, so why not just get all these OCs that people don't want and put them into a game and stuff like that, and then try to make a fun game out of it where it's like everyone's part of this collective consciousness, and so what happens is like they're all part of it, and as this character here, which has this game here, what you see right now on screen, has zero to really do with the original story. I mean, yes, there are some characters from the original story that really that canon don't really have a canonized story, but this is supposed to be this one-off um, to kind of continue that thing where you play as this character named Chant, but you don't have to name him Chant. You can name him whatever you want. I named him Ass Racket before, so you know his name is X Champ, and you get the Chibi Amana, which is the actually the prototype. Oh, I lost. You're saying that this map is just this map is it's an isekai kind of thing. I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. This map here it's a there's an isekai moment to this. So what this map here is, this is the human world. Let's just call it that. Let's just call it this is our world. All right. And then what happens is you enter into the collective consciousness. So I'm a person who likes to read other people's stories, get involved in their stories because I like obscure things, and I like to get I like to get involved with other people's indies. Yeah, basically I love obscure things. Let's just call it that. So what happens is I was just earlier 2 hours ago I was streaming Zenkai Zero on the thing, and I was doing my podcasting where I usually on Sundays I read on Sundays I or Sunday or early Sunday mornings or Sunday night thing I would let me see if this works. Yeah. So what happens is that I would so just me earlier I was speaking of isekai manga ideas. Speaking of isekai, I got a manga idea related. Oh, that sounds interesting. Could you put that also in the story because I would love to read it. If you also have a way to write it down and stuff like that. My I have a podcast where I read stories, random stories, any story out there. I've read fan fiction, lemon fan fictions, um, anything. I used to do this in my small little community, but then I said I'll just go and after I left, my podcasting wouldn't work in there. The same community I was talking about. I used to run podcasts because I wanted to help the people get seen. A reverse isekai where a guy from a fantasy world gets reincarnated inside the real world and takes a special power with him. What special power would that be? And thing. But yeah, I think in the last hour here. Yeah. I was just right now like 2 hours ago I was actually playing this game and I was I'm gonna upload this part to it, but I was reading this story out there, which I still need to beat. There's still I erased my file by accident a long time ago, and I'm playing the game on harder mode. But then I still need to get the rest of these things, read them, and I'm gonna put them on YouTube so I can have them played during my social reading. Because what happens is like I like this story, I like this game. Um, I like this game. I like the story and I want to share it and stuff like that. But because I was using this on a PlayStation remote, it fell apart faster than you would ever think. Um, so if you have a story, I will read it. And so like, but I wanted to get immersed in the story kind of thing. So basically, um, with the game, I was showing this up again. Anyways, uh, this game here, um, I this is the real world, and then there's the isekai world. Basically, it's not really much of an isekai, but you get to go into the world of the cards. And I know a lot of people attempted to do this before because I have someone who's supposed to send me a story. I showed off her card earlier. She's supposed to write me a story for me to read on my podcast, but she hasn't got to it yet because what happens is I've been trying to help her with her work and also kind of like figuring out how to get my work done and help her with her work and stuff like that. Um, I can I remember. Yeah. So basically, yeah. There. She's writing something that's supposed to have like IPs from South Park, Simpsons, I guess. Invader Zim. So she's writing a story where her character gets involved with all those characters in those franchises. You said or maybe like what he actually reincarnates. Like he doesn't actually reincarnate. Like he gets transported over to another world, but he's not alive. So he's a ghost, and his special powers would be that normal humans can see him and interact with him. Like example, he'll be able to touch them. Isn't that what? I never really watched an isekai anime, but I don't know. Touching people, being able to touch them as a ghost and stuff like that. I mean, reincarnate. I don't know. I think there's some little flaws in there. Just a bit. Because what happens is if you're going to get reincarnated as a ghost and only people can see you, that's not really. I mean, I haven't really watched a lot of isekais. I don't watch a lot of isekais to be honest. Like maybe if something catches me, I'm like, oh, it's isekai. But anyways, the thing is like, superpower is a ghost, and people can get transported as another world, and he's a ghost. He's just pretty much dead. But it can work. I mean, people have been turned into vending machines, so I could be saying no, it can't work. But you know what? If the story goes on, if you write it, prove that if the idea is good and it works on like if the first draft of it. Also, you gotta don't forget if whenever you're coming up with those things, there's a nice chart that I like to refer to as the story um, diagram. I can't spell it today. Can't spell it. I really can't spell or read. This is a. I like this. Oh no! Come on. Don't do that to me. Yes, this story diagram. So, if I mean the fact that people can see him makes it possible to actually interact with the world. They can find friends. Okay, okay. Um, I always say, nice story. This always falls for every writer and stuff like that. Having the beginning, middle, and end, because I as a person who's been around a lot of writers and artists and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of scripts where it's like this, where they don't really have it planned out, and when you have to ask them a question like that, they're like, I'm not really sure. Like, the idea is great, but what happens is that they only think about the the latest anime they watch, and the point where it's like the anime, oh, this sounds cool idea, then let's execute it. But then what about the rest of it? And then the rest of it kind of falls through. If it's possible, if it's possible, if it works, you gotta first. I would like to see it panned out. Ideas are great, they're awesome, but you want to always pan it out and then put out that pitch, because if you don't have if it doesn't work out in the end, like if he's always a ghost, like if he has a ghost isekai power, what else can he do? Like what else is the world going to think? It would work good for a short story, a very short story. I'm looking at the wrong thing. If a very good if it's a short story, it will work very good, because what happens is like you don't have to really think much about the universe. Just boom, straight to the point. He's a ghost. He can do the things. Talk to people there. But if you do make it go on longer, then yeah, it's gonna be, you have to watch out for those points. Maybe he could. Maybe that it could even be my next game where we have a ghost. Yeah, no, it will work. Games are very different from just reading a story, because the immersion of having the player to um, interact with such things, that makes it way more different than just like um, than just being a story. As a story wise, different. Game wise, it adds an extra layer of let's say tactility. You're actually feeling that your actions are actually getting involved with the story. So as a story, because I've been faced with many stories and stuff like that. None of them with isekai, but none of them were isekai ghosts, but more of isekais, of someone getting sent to a different place and saying, "I have the power to do this" and stuff like that. And the isekais have whittled down to like being a joke in some spheres. Um, but if it's a game that adds a different feel to it, playing as a ghost could actually be cool. Like we can possess. Oh, like yeah, like Ghost Trick. There's a game called Ghost Trick that allows you to possess, or Geist or something like that. Yeah, exactly. It will add a different dimension of thing. Being isekai. Well, you don't actually have to be isekai, but I guess because you want to take the character from one world to another world, and have a reason. I guess that's why you want to isekai, because you can always just say the character. You don't have to do isekai. You don't have to say it's isekai plot to get a person who is a ghost to go somewhere else. Isekai just seems like we don't we have a lot of modern stories, and we just want to kind of get into some magical powers instead of just going high fantasy off the base. It's like we want to throw the person into a story um that has magical powers without explaining much of the universe. It could be a whole mechanic, and so you would possess something and gain ability, kind of like Mario Odyssey. Oh yeah, yeah, the hat one hat. Mhm. No, 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 it totally work. On a game wise, those mechanics would work. I didn't know if you're like, because I thought you were talking about like story writings thing. Um, but yes, on the game wise, the mechanics of possessing characters to do something will work, because what happens is that you're actually making that thing happen, and you don't have to choose that character. You don't have to choose to possess something, that thing. You can choose to possess the other thing and stuff like that. But on a story wise, it's like, well, you already there, you're already dead. Ghosts do it, and they don't have to do anything. But he wants them to goes back to the past to manipulate something. And for a story, maybe we could have actual battles where we fight over ghosts. That would work too. But then you have to ask yourself, why can't you just fight ghosts where you are? Or like, why you gotta, and you have to kind of like, why go back? Why go to another world to fight ghosts? Why can't you fight the ghost where you are? Is there the ghost? Is there the demon ghost king? You know, but when you say demon king next to a ghost and all stuff like that, it's just like, oh, we know where we know what we're getting into. Yeah, if it works, you gotta figure out how all those things work too. Like those mechanic wise, yes. Story wise, maybe the reason for going to another world is that we're forced into it and have no other choice. I mean, most of the isekais are like that. You are always forced to go somewhere, and you don't have a choice. I mean, the main character is always forced to go somewhere. I don't never, I personally have never seen a isekai um, where the main character chooses to go to another world and isn't forced to do something to stop someone or something like that. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of them, so I try to keep, just like when I try to write my stories, I try not to watch. I try to not watch other animes and stuff like that because I know there's a eventuality that I'll start implementing their stories into my plot, making it uh, a copy of it. Because there has happened. I have read people's stories where they're like, my story is like this, and then all of a sudden it turns into Naruto, and it's like, okay, that's just Naruto. Or my story is like this, and it's like, did you what was the recent anime that you watched? And like, I watched this anime. I'm like, okay, you just watched Demon Slayer, of course. I'm not surprised. It's just a demon. It just turns into Demon Slayer. But but even so, if we get choice, I think people would probably want to see different worlds. Eh, I don't know what people really want, but if it is, if it works, if it makes sense, you can really go anywhere. You can really go anywhere with the plot as long as it has this end, has a beginning and the end. So I mean, there's other things like shandification. That's really just like about I don't know if I can find that again, but shandification is basically like A B C D and then C and then sprout out for everywhere from there. There's a video out there. I don't know where it is, but talked about shandification and story writing. But yeah, if your story isn't very convoluted, if you can go from if you have a reason to go from the beginning to getting isekai into um, going to the ghost world and then having a reason to leave, it makes sense. As long as it does not have like too many things in the middle would kind of convolute the plot, making some parts when you go back to it not nonsensical anymore. So maybe the plot is another person who got sent over to a world as a ghost and wants evil and sent to stop them. First thing I thought was that one with the robot guy, with the old robot man who was turned to a robot, and the evil guy who was also turned into a robot and stuff like that. Like I said, the plot will work if you can have a good follow through. So putting these points down for some guy, because you can say we'll have two evil guys or two something like that. Those are good ideas. Those are good points to stake down. But you have to make it. The end has to also, um, the end has to. What starts at the beginning has to be close to the end. It has to be something that makes it fall through. So you can put like I said, a lot of young writers and stuff like that. You can put anything you want, but when you reach the end has to make sense to how we begun. How like if he's an evil guy, all right. If he's forced there, why was he? Why are we all here? Is this? I mean, you could. There's another writing where the Japanese do it, where it's like there's a fourth one, where it's like I forgot what it's called. It's like there's a fourth block here, which is a twist before the end. In their Japanese writing style. But yeah, no, you can have it any way you want as long as one part equals the end part, or you don't have to. It could just be end up with a gag. But most people want to find a story that falls through to the end. Um, and something like that. I'm just putting up, leaving this here, the plot diagram. So yes, you can have any way you want, as long as you reach there. Uh, Maybe like Naruto. Let me see. Let me just actually look it up here quickly. Um, hmm. Um, Let me. Story. Um, yeah, I think like Naruto. And then you think about it. Oh, why did it take me here? I don't want to go here. Cool. Oh, don't do that to me. What? I want. That's why I did. Okay. Maybe this is it. Um. Here it is. The Kisho Tenketsu. So probably like Naruto, where the Kisho Tenketsu four-part story thing. No, introduction, development, same thing, but in the middle is the twist, and then the conclusion. So yes, I guess the Tsuchikage coming out of nowhere, and Madara being like, yeah, no, I thought I was ahead of it, but turns out somebody else was ahead of me, kind of thing, and that. So yeah, there was it could be like that. This is how they learn how to write stories, but yeah, it could be like that. But for depending on who's you're viewing, because everyone has a different tons of people have different outlooks when it comes to writing, and you can't please everyone apparently. So um, if one person is going to be like, "Oh, this is great," the next person is going to be like over analyzing it and saying, "Oh no, what happened? There's something I didn't like in it," and then try to then say this is wrong. I won't spoil much, but by an example, let's say that the evil guy said to be the strongest character, and then out of nowhere, another character does a plot twist and makes another stronger villain out of nowhere, just to extend the story. Eh? If it works, if it works, um, like for myself, I never completed a story, or I never got um reception, reception on my story, a black cement. So like I made it with, and no one saying, "Hey, well, actually, there's some, but no one said throughout. No one talked about the whole plot. They only talked about like certain chapters of the thing. So to be honest, if it works, it works. Because I'm looking back and I'm trying to think, has anyone ever said, cool, that was it? So I never really. Some people say cool, but I never got a detailed breakdown. And I think you had to be someone popular, someone out there. People have to like want to be a desire to be like you, to want to break down your stuff, and not break down, but deconstruct all your stuff. I mean that this was the way Naruto went, but the spoiler free version. Yeah, no, because now I'm looking back at it. Now that you told me about Naruto, because everyone was kind of like, "Hey, Naruto doesn't make sense. Why is this happening?" But now that you mentioned Naruto having a twist at the end, I'm like, okay, maybe we were looking at through Western eyes on a Japanese manga product. So that's why we didn't understand the end of it. So that's what I'm kind of looking back and be like, oh, maybe you're onto something. It's just that when we were there thinking that this is how it should go because we watched other media, this is how the plot should have been. But no, it totally could have been in what you're saying. Um, because now I'm kind of looking at it, even though I didn't. watch. I dropped off of like Naruto at some point. I was keeping up with it at different points. I guess in the case of Naruto, they have steps. They have more steps than four because now we're another generation, which Dragon Ball also has another generation. I think the other generation is because the publishers um the publishers want more money. So even I remember there's I think it was a RDC uh uh skit where the publisher like RDC World where they had this the manga was like I'm finished and they're like no make more. It's like I gave him his story's over. It's like no give him new motivation and it's like no and give the villain a son. It's like no I finished it. I don't have to do this anymore. The story's capped. So yeah, maybe I'm thinking with Naruto in the case, publishers like, yo, this is a hot product. We need to sell more, and we need it fast. You're still trending, all right. Make us more of that story that you're working on, and then when we're done with you and you got all your million, we after we drive the dump truck again to your house, Mister I forgot what his name was again. Naruto Creator San. I forgot his name. I used to know his name a lot. Then you're done. But it's like no, like while you're on contract, while you're with our publishing group, we'll keep this dump truck of yen pouring money at your doorstep. So you keep working on that, even if you want to work on Samurai 8. You know what? Work screw Samurai 8. Cancel it. We're no more Samurai 8. Get back to working on Naruto. It's like like I got a new comic. No, put that away. No one wants to see that. This is Samurai 8. This is a thing. It's like no one wants to see that. Basically, what I mean is they could have ended it by beating the villain and the story's over, but they made another one that was foreshadowed like the future episodes go. Um, hmm, okay. Thinking like the Tsuchikage and stuff like that. Like I said, I I dropped off of Naruto at some point, but then I watched my brother play the game like play the Ninja Storm games, and then I yeah, actually, I think that's how I actually got back into it. And people talking about the plot and just watching, like I'm like, I don't know, I'm not into this anymore. It was good, but then it's like, yeah, so to be honest, I never watched Boruto, and I dropped off of Naruto, and just watched it through like a filtered lens of like something else, and then filtered again through somebody else, and then filtered again for somebody else. It was something you couldn't avoid. So it was like, even though I was trying to dodge it because I'm like trying to write my own story. Yeah, this would have been better if they knew about the new villain at the beginning. Like, yeah, exactly. That would have been that exactly what you said. That nails it. If usually usually if there's a that the story is coming to an end when you reach the final villain that has been uh that has been that they point at the WrestleMania side and say this guy is where we need to get to. And there's probably a TV trope about that. I love TV tropes, but I don't know what TV trope that could be. But that would also cement it where it's like this is the thing that we need to be fighting. This is our final battle kind of thing, and we know this because there's a person there. So yeah, if your comic, if your story yourself, has that kind of thing where it's like, all right, we have a ghost, we have ghosts, we have twists, we have all stuff. All those things can be put into a nice good pot. You can stir it up in the pot, but what happens is like once you come to the end, when you plate that when you plate that on the dish, and you're like, okay, well, let's see this. See, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. You got to make sure that that you're not, and not everyone's gonna, like I said, not everyone's gonna be like, this is a fine plate. And also money makes it money. If you garnish that thing with a bit of money on it, definitely like even if it is bad, so the marketing team and all those other people that have been working on it will make the gold flakes of dollar bills and loonies. Loonies. Let's go Canadian on this. Drip over that makes it will make it good. Even if the story's bad, The money makes it look good. So yeah, from what I'm saying, partly yeah, it says it does play a factor in the overall sense of how a story should go. But if with like it can be so bad that it can be marketed as good and stuff like that. You can have all the stuff, but at the end, like for decency, for something to be decent, you can have all these things, twists, turns, crash and burns, a hero's journey, all around and stuff like that. As long as the story comes out again, so these are ideas being pitched still. These are what we're getting to is ideas that are being pitched. You still have to connect them. You still have to make the connection point from A to B to actually make a fine story, or not A to B, A to Z, or wherever you want to go through. You still have to these ideas are great. You can always stick them there, but connecting them is now the difference because you're going to have. Then what happens is, as you connect them, you're going to be taking them up and then moving them because that idea sounds great at first, but then some issue happens in the middle of it, and then you have to take that back out and then move it again. Currently, my game's plot is a lot. Currently, my game plot is that there's a cool character as their cool character as only villain we know. I'm still developing a story. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, there's like I know another guy who's working on a story. Hopefully he can get it done, and I can play on the channel on this thing. And he got some villains. He got some things that are going on. Was breaking up into different chapters. He's doing a rewrite and stuff like that. Um, and I'm hoping that I had to help him with his plot, hoping that just say there's like some situations that maybe want to look into it and stuff like that. So not some people will will see the plot needs change and stuff like that. But yeah, if that's how your story is going, great. Appreciate it. You should keep on going, and then you're gonna have to revise it, of course. No stories, nothing is perfect. And right now, I'm working on a tavern scene where we introduce his partner, work together with him, which would be another villain that has a monster has a villain that has a more serious personality. Okay, I was thinking that I knew something that I can like reference to, but um, I don't have any reference on what that may be. Okay. So is your game available? Or is it like I'm not gonna play right now, but like I guess a demo or is just like or or is it still in development? I'm doing in this one. Oh yeah. As for Kuro, I was kind of inspired by a character from Naruto, like a villain that acts goofy and stuff. Okay, which character from Naruto acts goofy and stuff like that? Which not Kabuto. Yeah, I'm not drawing any Naruto things. I'm not drawing any villains that'd be like that. Everyone seemed pretty serious, except for Jiraiya is not a villain still. Okay, that seems interesting. Um, yeah, to further explain what I'm doing here. Yeah, so story is it's like an isekai. You're going to jump between worlds and stuff like that. Let me just let's talk more show. Only appears in Shippuden. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would not. I was like, wait a minute, no, I wouldn't. You're right. Oops, wrong part. I don't want to go. Actually, no, this is fine. I really, Chuck. Okay, you know what? I wanted to get the extra cards, but actually, this is not a good example of isekai. This is, I don't know where to really start. Which dungeon? Which dungeon am I in? Which one is this? Oh yeah, here we go. This is the beginning dungeon. Yep. Oh, am I going backwards? So this is the beginning dungeon, which I didn't think I was. Should have chose a better spot. Sorry about that. Because I rotate my saves so I can have like points to go to. Which save is this one? Is this after? Okay, that's me and my sister. Actually, I thought me. This is number 1. I must have saved over it. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I was wanting to go nothing summoned, but here. Which one's this one? What's that battle? What's that battle background? Like a combo of grass and space on the floor? Yeah. It's translucent basically. I'm gonna go back to it. I want to grab some cards. I want to do a field test. This is supposed to be a side quest which I never got to. I'm working on. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. Get that. Cool. Yes, I was doing the game on MV, and then what happens is, yeah, my first game was done on MV, but because of I tried to beat the 25-day trial. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I could beat this, but then the game fell apart. I think like when I tried to put out there, it actually like took out some things. Like it was a trial version, so it probably removed the like the animation. And so when I was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna use this animation, this thing was gonna work out. And so I said this to some people. They're like, this animation is missing. I'm like, I don't know why the animation is missing. It worked on my screen, so that's why. Oh, you no, I want. So after that, after I bought the, no, I didn't. After I used the 25-day one, I was like, cool. All right, I guess I'll just use the I'll use the whatever came out. And then I saw MZ was the latest one, and I was like, all right, I'm buying that. Yeah. So, but yeah, as you said, yes, exactly as you said. I just decided that I would just do it over there since it was that. And so wait, I don't know how much I have. 9? Oh no. No, those are not ready yet. So that yeah, so that does hurt me. Circle of 99. Ignore that message. So the point of the game is summoned, death and rebirth. So you materialize these cards. So you have to collect the cards first. Like the cards are not, you don't collect them like, you don't go around like Pokemon or like, I'm going to capture that one and use it on my team. There will be codes in the game, because the point was that to have a cross media, where it was supposed to be codes there's supposed to be codes on the place I was from. So what happened was I was putting a bunch of cards out there. I think we'll take a little detour again. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Let's go over here. Let's go behind the curtain. Oh, you're back. So let's go to my profile here. So here's where I would store everything, and stuff like that. This is where I used to do my evil biddings. So right here, there's be some lore, and what happens is like you had to put in this card code into like a vending machine, and then what happens is that you'd get this card so you can play this character. So you need to do that. Also earlier idea catching cards, of unpacking, or find wild cards intended. Yeah. Someone asked me if I could do that whole unpacking card thing. I haven't gotten to that. There's a lot of things to do. Someone's like, oh, they want a dating thing, so I was like, you gotta like, this is gonna give me a lot of things to order because I gotta figure out how to do it. Wild cards, it depends, because I haven't. The cards are supposed to just be like an access to your like your weapons. So all those things have been put into consideration, but have not been actually like decided if they should be a thing that should work out. Because it's just first figure out what I want, figure out who should be in the game, then do all those fun stuff at the end. Um, so that's an idea for the OmanaC manga. Imagine an OmanaC gacha game. So yes, I was planning for a gacha somewhat, and that's what people would get on their profiles. So new members would join. I don't think I would have any new members here. Let me see if let's just try this person. So new members would, oh, yes, right here. So new members would join, and then what happens is that, can I not turn this down? Like loud in my ears. Anyways, so new members would join, and then what happens is I would give them random cards as a gotcha system. I just haven't put it into the game, but then I would just do this. It's like, okay, so here you are. Welcome to the community. So what happens is like, this is me and this is my alt account. So I would welcome one person, and then what happens is that the next one would be welcome to the community. Here are your cards that you can play, and then you can use these cards to battle over people. But people didn't want to battle. People didn't really want to battle over people. They were not really battling over people. They were battling me more than they were battling over people. But that was the other part of the thing. That you would get this like kind of gotcha system. Is it still me again? Yeah, still me. So you get these random cards, and you can play them on your thing. And this is the place where I had. You look at a card that you wanted. I don't know why, but I'm imagining a battle pass inside an offline. But the twist is that you bought a game currency. Those are all delicious ideas, but the problem is all about execution. They are all great ideas, but all those stuff has to be done in some kind of manner. They're great, but they just have to be done. So they are eventualities, maybe, or maybe when some company says we want to remake your game, make a next installment if it sells or something like that, because this game will be for sale. Because I gotta make the money back on all those cards I bought. All those cards I bought, I gotta make the money back on that. Unfortunately, I spent about like $800 worth Canadian or more, maybe up to like maybe 900 or something like that by now, worth on in-game cash on all these cards and stuff like that. Just to make the thing. Plus, I think it's plus no, because the in-game currency of on this app. No, not this app. Yeah, the in-game currency that you used to spend on this is higher than the thing, so the exchange rate is terrible, and people have been saying that. But what happens is that I was able to buy art by using their currency with the thing. So there is that kind of thing. What the thing that you're talking about is implemented in this thing, just like Twitter you had to buy for Twitter the Twitter thing. If you want your cosmetics, then what happens is you have to pay some amino coins to get your stuff. So what happens is that people were selling their art for amino coins, and about 800 plus about amino coins in real money currency I spent on trying to get these characters and stuff like that. And some of them were great. Some of them were because I shouldn't have bought with Discord Webtoons. Excuse me. Is there Discord or just? Or are you sure not? Okay, sure. Okay. I mean, I'm not part of this anymore, so I shouldn't be spying on these people. Um, maybe paid battle pass would give some items that can be obtained without pass. Maybe some skins and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't think this game can do it. I mean, I was looking for like how to put DLC into a RPG Maker and all those cool stuff. So yeah, like all those stuff that people want to do. Yeah, I don't think RPG Maker is a system that will be doing something like that, unless I get someone to get some programmers and something like that. But right now, it's hoping that these things will this idea is good enough to be pitched. So whatever it may be, whatever works out with this, hoping that these ideas are great enough to be taken up. So what I'm doing right now basically is laying down the framework for any for all OmanaC games. DLC and RPG Maker would be a visual thing and additional content, not play to win mechanics. Yeah, but like everything is here. It's just what you're seeing is like it's gonna just be framework, like to actually get these things implemented. Yeah, it's all gonna just. This is what this game is just to show that it's possible to do some of these cards. And I guess what happened to I was thinking, what would it be? You would have to like just hand out like updates. Like someone has like you would have to go into the file, so you could just hand out files. It's like the updates themselves on like consoles and Steam. Yeah, they update because they go to your file automatically. But you're gonna have to instruct the person like, oh yeah, you got this new file. Well, you just have to put this into here if the game's not locked. Yeah, if the game is not locked, like if it's not encrypted, then you have to find a way to like to give them that. But what happens if it's encrypted? You're gonna find a way. You have to find a way for people to put in these files into the encrypted files. They're like, oh yeah, just unencrypt it and then slip this in and re-encrypt these files. Like, nah, it feels like you can't. RPG Maker has so much potential, but also has things that you can't get into. Like online, I was thinking like PvP and online battling. It was when I do this battle. And let's go. Yeah, no, totally. It's just that like how are you going to get RPG Maker to do that? Like those are all great ideas. Like people have done before. How are you going to get the RPG Maker to do that without like going into the files? Oh, it worked. Wait, why are you still doing that? Shouldn't be. Well, actually, I know why you're still doing that. For example, additional content DLC can be implemented. This the player can transfer their save to specific locations and DLC to trigger an event. I'm dying. The succubus is sucking my bus out. Actually, what I need to do is, do I have any? Yeah. Put this on you. Put you on guard. Easier claws. There you go. So yeah, that's essentially the game. And oh yeah, there's some things I'm not done yet. So that's why that character won't appear. So not everyone's sprite's done because that's also additional. Oh, actually, know what I'm doing. This would be a perfect time. No. This would be a perfect time to jump. Oh, help files. What if DLC is just the same project but updated? But how are you going to import your saves? I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, what's this encrypted? Oh wait, yeah. Okay, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, but you can just take your global save file and just drag it over there. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. Yeah. You save your game. Yeah. You have the game. And you have to follow the finished game. You just yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. Because I done it with someone else's game. Without the files and the DSC, just the sample project, an update, whatever is in that. Yeah, you're right. Because I remember that this person had the same game, and I just took the save data, and just put it into the new game, which thus creating the DLC. Yeah, yeah. No, you're totally right. I was like, wait, no kidding me. I've been like, no, I've done it before. Yeah. It would all just yeah, if it can work like that, then it works like that. But can that work on Steam? I mean that can work for like itch.io. Like, you can have multiple files itch, but Steam, I don't know how if Steam will allow you to like I haven't put my game on Steam, but I'm wondering if you could just drag the files over onto like if you can just do that on Steam. But yeah, no, that's all. Now that I think about it, that does work. That does seem to work out. I haven't tried it, but it sounds like it's something that can work out. You dumb pumpkin. I gotta get rid of spit. Everyone says spit and scratching, and I gotta redo these skills. They're the last thing I've actually done. Why do you have Phoenix energy? Let's see if this works. Okay, here we go, and that's gonna work. I can't do. I was trying to do fusions, but I gotta get rid of everyone on my team first. I was hoping that like they'd die, but I guess I'm too strong for this dungeon. Come on, chance one already. I'm only delaying the inevitable. Now, how come you don't have the thing? You don't have any dirt. You have it. There you go. I don't know why you have it. Guess it doesn't work on you. And then live stream. Something like, hey, you can unlock this additional content. Would you like to start the new game using the thing to reach? Yeah. No. Totally. It does sound. It does sound. It does sound like it can work. Wait. Now I changed it. Wait. Oh yeah, now I know. I was like, wait, that should not happen. But now let me see. Yeah, now I'm in the night time, which is a different. There's a day and night cycle. There's a day and night cycle on this game. And I wanted to actually try something else. I don't think I have it, but let me check my cards. Do I even have you? No, I don't. No, this is 9, right? It should be 9. Maybe it would be. Maybe it would ruin the game for some people. Like some people bought the DLC together with the game. They just pick yes, and then they get end game saves. Well, you still gotta like make them work. I mean, even with a DLC, like there's a lot of games that just like that like maybe I should make this a night creature. Yeah, well, even with some games, yeah, even with some games, you still gotta work for the DLC. Like Dark Souls, like if you want that DLC area, you have to actually go and you had to go to a certain place and you had to go find a DLC. So some games, like DLC, you have to go to a certain area to unlock. Just to get them. Like you get them, but you have to. Yeah, even Bloodborne, you get it, but you have to go and unlock it. Like in Bloodborne, you had to go to a certain stone. Dark Souls, you had to go to a certain place. So yeah, maybe and I think in like Mass Effect, I know someone's playing Mass Effect right now. I'm watching a Let's Play of Mass Effect, and there's a DLC mission, which is like, hey, it doesn't start you at the beginning of the game, but it's like you can accidentally play the DLC mission and not know, because for those who played it, it would be like, oh yeah, this is a DLC mission, it's supposed to come at the end. And then if there's a player fan base, I guess they can just say, hey, that's the DLC mission, you shouldn't be doing that yet, because like I said, I'm watching Willie versus he was playing Mass Effect 2, and there is a mission that is called Arrival, and it's supposed to play at the end of the game, but people were saying, hey, don't play that, don't play it, it will ruin your playthrough. So lots of times, sometimes it's there, but it's supposed to, I guess, in the caution of you being a player that has who has beaten the game and you got the DLC, you'll know where the DLC is. But for new ones who kind of like pick up the game and say, oh well, you know where it is. There was a like a signpost that was like that neon sign to you saying, yeah, DLC is here. But for new players, it's that they when they get it, they usually have to go ask the people like, hey, the fan base, is this a place where I should be going? Where's the DLC and stuff like that. I mean that if we give the players an option to skip the entire story just so they can see the DLC, it's going to ruin the game, because you can start with you can start out with a game save that already has a save. Yeah, no, I understand. I think it's better not to give them so they didn't ruin it, because I know a lot of DLCs, and they're either standalone, like the Devil, oh not Devil, not Devil. I haven't got Devil May Cry DLC. Um, Dead Rising 3, its DLC is standalone. It's like it has some skins, where like you go to a certain place and it says, like, none of the games say, hey, you want to check out the DLC. Like, no, I haven't seen a game where it's like, hey, here's the DLC, come check it out. Or you say yes or no or skip. But it was like all of them are usually just like, you have to go to this place. This certain place now has an updated stuff. This place is a standalone part of the game. So yeah, you don't tell people, hey, come see this thing. Here it is. It's more like it's in this place. If you it's supposed to like seem seamless. Like it was always content that was always part of the game, so that you don't. So when you stumble upon it, you just come across it. I think it's just going to be simple standalone game, and it's the same game, but you can access the new content. Yeah, basically, it's just like there'll be like an NPC that'll be like, oh yeah, there's some standalone in this game. Don't go over there. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, usually I think in those cases it's something like that. So you don't get confused in where you're going. You're just like, okay, that's where I'm going. That's what you want me to be. That's what you want me to get, and then so on. So it can be a thing. It's just don't allow the player to have full access to it, because it's usually the DLC is really the higher level. You have to be like a certain level. They won't just skip you to the game. You have to be a certain level, and it's usually beyond the base game's level. So if it's part of the thing, so you'll know when you go in there and like, oh wow, I am dying super fast. It's because the base game is like, this is additional. We don't want you just coming in here and then doing and grabbing things. Like maybe you can if you know what's in there. Like for me, I was playing Bloodborne, and what happens is like I wanted this hammer, so I read. I got it. I lost my. I deleted my save, but I had the DLC. I ran right into there, grabbed the hammer, and then I was like, then I went back in the game and I was like able to like ace the game, just smashing things with my boom hammer. So, yeah, it's like as long as you know where if it is, you can grab some stuff and then play the whole game. But well, it's supposed to be for that. Like I'm done the game. I want something else. Here, let's play some more of it. And I just realized I don't think I have my items. I can't fuse. I can fuse, but I can't. I don't. I think this is a non-fusion playthrough. Yeah. Well, I have this. What do you? Yeah, I don't have homunculus particle. Oh wait, I have a homunculus particle. Okay, never mind. Let me try this one, and then I have to get off. That I've been doing for at least 5 hours streaming. Let me do this. Maybe not. Maybe not to make the obvious. I could just it'd be a portal in the original game that this deactivates, saying that you need to level cap and low level cannot access it. DLC. Yeah, pretty much. Or if you want them to, like yeah, well, most likely yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking because of Bloodborne. Yes, usually yes, it is. You can't enter this place unless you are a certain amount of level restriction, so that it doesn't ruin the game for the player. So when the player is going around like, oh yeah, I could totally just like get in here and then like I don't know and see what's in there. Yeah, usually there's a restriction. But for me when I was playing Bloodborne, you can run in there, but you know that they're too strong. But what happens is that you can do a couple things, but your progression of level and skill will stop you. So yes, you can have it, but you have to have a way out. So you can have it infinite, like then you can have someone be like neon signpost, too strong, get out, or you can go in there, player realizes too strong, get out. But like make sure that they can walk in and they're not gonna get stuck inside there and be like, oh wow, now my game is now the save is corrupted because I can't get out. I'm trapped in here, you know? You gotta have some leeway before they can say go into the next one. But yeah, they're always a way to implement them. Ooh, God was sticky goo. Oh really got him? Oh wow, okay, well this is gotta wait for this spider queen to go away. So how you doing? So while waiting for this thing to get unparalyzed, which it doesn't usually happen. It just happened to be now. At all times, it just happens to be of now. I don't want you killing it fast, so unlock this particle. I'm just gonna do it again. Please don't do it again. Oh, good. Really trying to get that thing. Awesome. And I don't want you killing it too. Alright, phew! Jin! Ha! And you know, I don't know why that didn't. I thought it was on. Add some water to it. Example: portals require 55 level, but the cap is 50. The DLC increases the cap to 60, so you can get the new area. Yeah. But also, I was thinking. There are like Final Fantasy 14. I guess if you want to, like on MMOs, you can have that thing where it's like it forces you can buy a level up potions. Like that's what I heard. Like Final Fantasy, not 15, but 14 or something like that. It's like because new players are kind of late for the people want to get into the game. That kills me. Oh, it just died automatically. Yeah, because people want to get into the want to catch up with everyone their friends. There's a thing called I remember called a level up potion, and you can buy them and basically go from like starter to like level 60. And then what happens is that you can play the game. You can catch up with every like all the other installments if you're trying to like play with friends and stuff like that. Um, like I said, those things can be implemented if you want to have like if someone wants to just jump into the DLC, maybe to have a player have and not have the grind for 55 to before they can receive instant level for 50. Yeah. Um that sounds like a kind of level up potion. Yeah, basically. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is that game where like that level up potion just zooms you up there. So you don't have to do all that work. But that's like an MMO. That's a game that's going to for that. That's a game that you're going to spend your life on. Because there's games that you're going to spend your life on, and I think those are what the MMO games are. Some of them. So you would need something like that because you want to keep the players. You want that. It's like buying a battle pass. The fear of missing out. You want the person wants to catch up. They want to get there. They want to be where everyone else is. So you get them to pay for FOMO. And so so when they do that, you make money on something like that. If it's possible. But yeah, if you want those DLCs and stuff like that, it's all about knowing how to market it to people to get them the idea of, oh yeah, I really want that kind of thing. I really want to the buy into it. So, anywho, I'm gonna kill this stream soon. I am. It is 9 o'clock, 9:25. Some MMOs don't include level up potions. But they do instead lower the level requirement. Okay, yeah, I don't play a lot of MMOs, so this is new to me. I don't. I don't really play a lot of games anymore. I play games, just not MMOs. I don't have the time like everyone else. Like so I have to find time to actually in my day to actually play an MMO and stuff like that. So I play a lot of offline games and stuff like that. I've been getting into some online games. Anyways, so I've been doing for 5 hours. We're gonna get to six. So y'all been a nice crowd. Thank you, Libyan. Yeah, Libyan for being here, so we can have a nice conversation. For example, I know Korean MMOs where you can reach 99 in 4 hours. Wow. Well, yeah, okay. Was that Black Desert or something like that? I'm going to take a guess at them. But in the past, it took you 4 hours to get to level 40. Yeah, it's the higher the cap raises. I heard the higher the cap raises, the more that they make it easier for you to catch up with everyone else. Because what happens is the experience to get to that cap was for that time, but as time goes by and you want your game to have different things, if you want to get to 240, I think Maple Story probably does it. I haven't made it to 240 in Maple Story. I don't remember. I remember playing Maple Story, and I was like, "Is this Maple Story the game I remember playing?" But it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't. It was, but it was different. So yeah, no. There's like it depends how long the game is alive for as active fan base. Then you see a lot of these changes. But for like small games, indie games like what RPG Maker games where you can only get to level 99, yeah, had okay. Yeah, for all the small games, like when you get to level 99, yeah, it's like 40 is probably the cap, 50 is probably the cap. Um, but level 99 is like if you're willing to make a lifestyle game, and it's possible. There are crazy people who out there who will grind to level 100 or min max to like they'll stay in the first area and min max until they're strong enough to just ace the game. You gotta account for the player and what they in their thought process. And None of us are psychologists, so and we probably could hire one, but that's probably more money. Anywho, so y'all been a good crowd. I gotta go. So thank you for showing up, watching this video, coming for this for so long. I should gotta rest my voice. Yeah, actually, they kept the level cap at level 99 since 26. Oh, okay. They had okay. Huh. Anyways, yes. So like I said, y'all been a good crowd. I gotta go eat. I gotta go do other things. Thank you very much for showing up. So, anywho, thank you, and I will see you guys next time. You guys know where to find me. I'll show up on the end of the screen. But let me wait. Before I go, I need to turn this down because this will blast your eardrums just like it does to mine. All right. See you guys later.